Welcome back for this week's Drill of the Week. This week we're going with New Mexico shooting. A special shout out to Coach Mike Bradbury at New Mexico, a fellow dribble drive believer. We were talking at the Final Four last year about some of our favorite drills. This is what, we varied it a little bit, but he'll recognize this when he sees it. We call it locks and dragons. Those are the positions that we're running to and shooting to in this drill. So a couple of different names, you name it, to fit your offense and tweak it out you need it. This is what we've done with New Mexico shooting. We love this drill because it works on the spots and the speed at which we're trying to shoot in the games. We want to play fast. We want to play as fast as we can function. This drill certainly helps us emulate that in a game. Then the spots you can vary to fit your offense. These are the spots that we shoot. So it's a game spot, game speed drill. As always, we turn every drill that we have into a passing drill. You'll see that in this drill, we're looking for strikes. We want passes that are catchable, thrown between the shoulders and the hips, and catchable passes, and we want them to be on time every time. So it's a timing drill as well. We really have to time our cuts. We really have to time our passes so that the shots are all three not hitting the rim at the same time. Simulates game, time, and score spacing aspects that we're all looking for. And at the very least, we always like this. At the very least, even if your timing's off that day or your passing's not what you want to, this becomes a great conditioning drill. We usually do this at the first part of practice while our legs are fresh. A couple of ways that we score it. We'll kind of come back at the end and show you the variations. But we always like to have drills where we can vary the way that we're scoring it, the way we're comparing it. I can call Coach Bradbury at New Mexico and say, hey, we did New Mexico shooting today, and it took us 4 minutes to get 50 makes. Or in 3 minutes, we made 37 or 38. So a lot of variation to it. You don't have to change the drill as the season goes. So here's the way it starts. These are our lock spots, and this is our dragon spot in transition. There's spots on the floor. Our locks are these two spots deep, low in the corner, and we want players sprinting to those areas, ready to catch and shoot. The player here in the middle, you'll see a lot of people going, it seems like she's going slow or she's being lazy. Not the case whatsoever. This is our dragon spot, and we want them coming into the transition late when the defense is already back and set and has forgotten about them, ready to shoot a shot somewhere up here in the seam, and we get that shot an awful lot in our transition attack. So you see 3 minutes on the board. This is a day that we were doing it in 3 minutes. What we're looking for here is timing and spacing of our passes. So when we start the drill, the first three, the two locks sprint to the corners. They get a pass from the two players here. The dragon gets the third shot. So shot one here, shot two here. These two players must time it. They must have some communication, whether it's verbal or whether it's with their eyes, visual or non-visual. Then the dragon waits late. They make the third pass, and they'll be the late runner as we go toward the other end where we've got three passers waiting on them. This is a continuous drill. So we get the two lock shots, we get the dragon spot. Notice how fast we're running. We want Kieran to sprint to that spot, which she does. Get her feet set, they get their own rebounds, they'll become these three passers. This is a continuous drill, but what we're getting is a high volume of shots that are game spots at game speed. It's passing drills. We, as coaches, encouraging them to sprint to spots. We'll let it roll here a little bit and we'll show you some actions. We don't want our feet chopped. We want to sprint to that spot and get shot ready. Don't start preparing for the shot up in here. Prepare for the shot when you catch it here. Be shot ready so that we can deliver the pass on time every time. This is a day, like I said, where we're charting the total makes. Every shot's worth one point, so every make is going up there 11, 12. As coaches, you hear us on the side calling out doubles, triples, singles. If we make 1 out of 3, we're going to have an okay practice. We're going to have an okay year. If we make 2 out of 3, pretty good year, pretty good practice. But you get groups that can consistently make 3 out of 3, triples. Then we're talking about a team that can start thinking about postseason play, NCAA tournament victories. But you're calling these out, each group takes a little sense of pride. Here you saw 2 balls hit each other, okay? We as coaches, if we see a ball that was going in that got hit by a ball as a result that was not a pass, the passes were timed properly, but the balls just hit each other. If it looks like it's going in, we're going to give the kids the benefit of the doubt and count it. Your kids will appreciate that, by the way. but we're working on timing and spacing. If we catch a kid take a non-game shot, we might not count it. Hey, we left too early. Hey, that pass wasn't a game pass. You only have to take shots away 1 or 2 times before your kids will really start to understand what you're emphasizing. We're setting at 24 with 1 minute to go. So you're constantly using it from what we did the last day, the last practice. We've got these boards that we carry out so that they are competing not only against New Mexico maybe, but against themselves and against records. A drill, like I said, consistently that we use from practice to practice. It can give us game type situations and feedback, and at the very least, a great conditioning drill.